What's up, you guys? FlintEW here, and yes, I finally got a Diablo 4 build for you guys. It's going to be a rogue trap build. Before I jump in the skill tree and the Paragon board, I'd like to explain the legendary aspects that I'm wearing. The first one is in the helmet. It is damaging an elite enemy grants a berry absorbing up to 6,000 damage for 10 seconds. It can only happen every 30 seconds. The next one is in our chest. Basic skills grant 20% damage reduction for 5 seconds. In our arms, dealing direct damage to vulnerable enemies has up to a 41% chance to daze them for 2 seconds. In our legs, you gain 0.50% increased armor for 4 seconds when you do any form of damage stacking up to 30%. In our boots, Shadow Step has an additional charge. Killing an enemy with Shadow Step refunds the charge and increases the damage of Shadow Step by 4% for 2 seconds up to 20%. In our bow, we have Twisting Blades orbit for a short time after they return to you, dealing 20% of Twisting Blades return damage per hit. Based on the distance the blades return, the orbit damage increases up to 40% of the return damage. On our sword, we have using an agility skill increases the cooldown of your next subterfuge skill by 20%. Using a subterfuge skill increases the damage of your next agility skill by 13%. In our other sword, we have making an enemy vulnerable has up to a 60% chance to grant 3% increased critical strike chance for 3 seconds. In our ring, we have you gain 20 of your primary resource for every 25 of your life that you heal. In our other ring, killing a vulnerable enemy grants up to 60% chance increased energy regeneration for 4 seconds. In our necklace, we have critical strikes with marksman skills have up to an 87% chance to grant a free dark shroud shadow. Alright, moving on to the skill tree. Now that we're at the skill tree, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your basic skills, and then you're going to want to equip puncture. You're only going to do 1 out of 5 on puncture, then upgrade it to enhanced puncture, then upgrade again to fundamental puncture. Then we'll go down to our core skills, and we're going to go to twisting blades. You'll eventually upgrade to 5 out of 5. Then you'll upgrade again to enhanced twisting blades, and then again to advanced twisting blades. And then you're going to want to get the passive Sturdy, 3 out of 3. Then the passive Siphoning Strikes, 3 out of 3. Then we're going to end up getting Shadow Step, and we're going to upgrade it to Enhanced Shadow Step, and then again to Methodical Shadow Step. You only keep it 1 out of 5. Again with a 1 out of 5, we're going to do Dash, no upgraded need. Then Weapon Mastery, we'll do 1 out of 3. Then over to Concussive, we're doing 3 out of 3. Down to Trick Attacks will be 1 out of 3. Then we'll move on down to our subterfuge skills. We're going to do a poison trap, and then we'll upgrade it to enhanced poison trap. We'll upgrade again to subverting poison trap. We're also going to want the passive exploit, 3 out of 3. Then malice, 3 out of 3. Then we'll move down. We'll go to our poison area. We'll do deadly venom, 3 out of 3. Debilitating toxins, 1 out of 3. Alchemical advantage, 2 out of 3. Moving on down to our ultimate. We're going to do Death Trap, upgrade it to Prime Death Trap, upgrade it again to Supreme Death Trap. We're going to want the passive Trap Mastery, 3 out of 3. Aftermath, 3 out of 3. Adrenaline Rush, 1 out of 3. Haste, 3 out of 3. And your key passive is going to be Exposure. Alright, moving on to the Paragon board. Now that we're at the first Paragon board, you're going to go to your glyph slot, and you're going to put in Combat. That will be our first glyph. You can take a look at my board so you can follow the path if you like. Onto the second board, where you actually get to pick your first board. We're going to do a Deadly Ambush as our legendary note on our board. Then we go to our glyph. We're going to socket Turf. Give you a second to look at the board. Kind of moving to the right side. Our second board that we buy is going to be Cheap Shot for our legendary node. Then we go to our glyph. We're going to have Closer. Again, I'll let you take a look at the board. We're moving upward. We're also picking up some of these little rare nodes along the way. You'll definitely want to do so. Okay, once we get to our third board, which is actually our fourth board I guess, but the third one we picked, we're going to have Exploit in our glyph socket. The board itself is going to be Tricks of the Trade. That's our legendary node. Moving on to the final board, the fifth board. Our legendary node is No Witnesses. And then up in our glyph socket, we're going to socket Ambush. I'll let you take a look. And again from the bottom, we're kind of coming up, getting through these rare nodes, moving over to the right, up, back to the left. Well, that's pretty much it for the build, you guys, and I hope you enjoy it.